Okay, NFL Divisional Round Power Ranking. So starting off with number 8, the final 8, I have the Washington Commanders. They played a very good game versus the Buccaneers. I think Jane Daniels much better than the rookie is supposed to look. He had a great game. Although that first couple of quarters he was very iffy, but he really came alive in the second half of that game. However, Jane Daniels is going to have to play a full game if he wants to beat the Detroit Lions. Um, and I don't think Dean Daniels has enough support from the rest of his team. The offensive line, all right. Running game is non-existent. Wide receivers outside of Terry McLaurin and is kind of concerning. And that Commanders defense, I just can't really trust right now. Their rush defense is really really bad, and Detroit is one of the best running teams. Well, Commanders, I really like Jaden Daniels, but I think he needs more support from the rest of the team. So the Commanders at 8. And then on number 7, I'm going to have the Houston Texans. A very impressive win over the LA Chargers. That Texans defense is probably one of the best. They shut down like all of those Chargers wide receiver and shut down the running game. That Texans defense might carry them. However, that Texans offense really is holding them back. I know Texans put up 32 points versus the Chargers, but like a good 9 of them came from the defense or the special teams. And CJ Stroud wasn't bad, but that offense is just really out of sync. Nico is good. Joe Mixon is alright, but other than those two, the rest of the offense is really lackluster. So because of that really not great offense, I think the Texans is 7, despite me believing they have one of the best defenses. At number 6, I'm gonna have the Los Angeles Rams, another team that had a very impressive wild card um, when both their defense and their offense was firing on all cylinders. However, like I said last week, I'm not sure if the Rams can keep this up. They've been inconsistent this whole season, and they're playing a very good Eagles team. And like I said previously, that Rams defense played really well last week, but they're also really young. I'm not sure they can do the same versus a decent Philadelphia offense, and that Rams offense is experienced, but I think they're too reliant right now on kind of Puka, Stafford, and Kyron. Number 5, I'm gonna have the Kansas City Chiefs. They're coming off a bye. Not there's just not too much to say about the Chiefs. Probably they don't look like a 15-2 team, but they are heating up. Mahomes, Kelsey, the last final weeks definitely started to look better. The offense in general started to look better, and that defense wasn't great this year, but they have potential. Like I said, Mahomes plays great in the playoffs. The number 4, I'm gonna have the Philadelphia Eagles. Like I predicted, Jalen Hurts came out and looked really sluggish against the Packers. That Eagles defense was amazing, however, and I see them continue to do amazing. They shut down a decent Packers offense. And that Eagles offense, I think with another week of Jalen Hurts getting ready, I think the offense, they have the talent, and I think they'll do much better this week. So if the Eagles, the talent is there, it's just they need some recovery time from Jalen Hurts. And number 3, I'm going to have the Buffalo Bills, another very good win over a not so great team in the Denver Broncos, at least in terms of playoffs. Defense outside of that first drive, amazing. Defense in general this season, other than a few hiccups like them against the Rams, they played great, and that Bills offense is really good. Like the Bills, they do have some hiccups from time to time, but more often than not, they play amazing football on both sides of the ball. Number 2, I'm gonna have the Baltimore Ravens. Very good win over the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have had their number in the past, but Derrick Henry is another puts the Ravens offense to another level. Lamar Jackson playing at an MVP level. Those wide receivers, as long as Zay Flowers come back, it's not bad. Now Ravens defense, I think, also played a very good game. So Ravens, they just look the most competent team the most often. Number 1, I'm gonna have the Detroit Lions. They were on a bye, but during the regular season, despite all the injuries, their defense continued to be one of the best defenses, and their offense was almost unstoppable. So the Lions, they just have one of the top defense and offense. Looks consistent throughout the season, even with all those injuries of the Lions at number 1. So there you have it, my NFL divisional round power rankings.